Brown's offense is going to look different. How do you think it looks different? How much different? How does it look this year?
Well, it's gonna look different, but I think we talk about it in uncertain terms when we say it's gonna look different, right? Where we're like, hey, we're gonna throw more, and in some people's minds, this gets to, oh my goodness, we're never gonna use Nick Chubb again. I did the numbers on like, okay, even if we throw a little bit more, right? And let's say Deshaun Watson gets 600 passing attempts, which will put him at the top 10 of the league, right? That's much more. That's about 20 more attempts than they had last year. You average that out per game, we're talking about him just getting like 5 more passing dropbacks, and then you would take the rest of those dropbacks from like running back 2 or miscellaneous attempts where somebody else is running the ball. And at the end of the day, the offense is going to be different, but it's not going to be unrecognizable. You know, like Nick Chubb is still going to get 15 to 17 carries a game. Deshaun Watson is not going to throw the ball 53 times a game, but he will throw the ball 40 times. It will be a slight increase, right? The changes will be more in passing concepts and what they do in certain situations, but I don't think it's going to be a radical change on like what you see at the baseline every Sunday. Because if you don't think Nick Chubb's going to be important, he will. He will be I would argue, more important than he's ever been, because he's always been used as one part of a duo. Now we're going to be relying on Nick Chubb as Nick Chubb and Nick Chubb alone. So I feel like he's more important in this offense now because we're not leaning with the Kareem Hunt crutch behind us. So, yeah, I think this offense in some ways is going to feel a little bit different in some areas. But ultimately, at the big picture, it's not going to be a drastic change. It will be a change, but I don't think it's going to be a radical change. And we're going to see like Nick Chubb be 20th in carries and Deshaun Watson be like number 1 in passing attempts. And if that's the case, I feel like something went wrong on defense.
They're going to throw the ball early, and they're going to they're not going to be afraid to throw the ball when they think it's most advantageous. There's going to be a lot of freedom that Deshaun Watson has that the 2 quarterbacks that we've had before, Baker Mayfield and Jacoby Brissett, didn't. I think that's kind of what this offense is going to be.
Yeah, the difference will be on 3rd and 1, instead of feeling like we have to run, we could do both. You know what I mean? Yep. Like that will be the big difference, where in these situations where we felt like we were held or handcuffed to running the football, now you can have an option where you feel like you got the same level of success.